Hey guys, how's it going? Good evening, happy Thursday to you. Oh, God, it's not even Thursday, it's Wednesday. I don't know what day it is. That's what kind of week it's been. But hey, welcome to the stream. Currently, I believe there's no viewers, but that's okay. We're gonna work on that. If you haven't noticed, I got a brand new light set up. It's pretty sweet. I'm pretty happy with it. Got some nice soft lights to fill in and give me a nice even chroma key back here. But tonight we are going to be continuing our hunt for shiny Celebi. So let's go ahead and open her up tonight. We're gonna do maybe I don't know, maybe 50 resets. Might do 100. We'll see. I try and do 100 every day, and we're currently on 1,700 soft resets for Celebi. So I'd like to get that up and running. Gonna go ahead and launch my counter here so we can get this all going. Let me just pop up my little command here. Make sure she's up and running. Boosh. Perfect. Alright, here we go. Shiny Celebi hunt begins in earnest for the evening. Well, I hope you guys have all had a good day. Mine's been alright. I had the morning off. And, yeah. I don't even know what kind of shiny hunting I'm doing tonight. That's what kind of day it is. I'm like, oh, let's hunt unknown. And I'm like trying to run around Elix Shrine here. But that's cool. Whatevs. Nice, quiet hunt. I am just so ready for this Celebi to shine for me. It's been a long time coming. I've been working on this one since, gosh, Crystal was released for the Virtual Console back in, what, January, February? It's been a while. I've been taking my time with it, though. Definitely want to get this one done, though, because it's been on my bucket list for forever. I've always wanted a shiny Celebi. And, I think I deserve it. I think I've earned it at this point. So we're gonna keep on powering through, despite however many thousand resets it may take. My buddy Komodo Lord down there in New Zealand, I think he did close to 16,000 soft resets before he managed to get it. But I'm not gonna have that kind of luck, am I? I'm gonna have exactly that kind of luck. It's cool though. I don't mind. I got some nice Breath of the Wild music playing. Very relaxing. Yeah, I dig it. Feel like I just puffed on an extra large hookah. Chilling, relaxing, maxing all cool. Shooting some b-ball outside of the school. God, did I just really pull a Will Smith lyric out of my butt like that? Oh well. Hopefully you guys will forgive me. Celebi. Celebi. My little pink onion fairy. I am so ready for this guy. And I know a lot of you guys are waiting on Celebi and Pokemon Go as well. I'm not. I already have him. I went to Go Fest. Not to brag or anything. But I do love Celebi. Speaking of Celebi, I think a few members of our local Discord have decided that we are going to be going to Nashville weekend after next for the Pokemon Worlds. I've been to a few World Championships. This year I'm going as a spectator, and I may potentially compete in the VGC Open that they're doing. Just to try and get some competition points for the 2019 season. But the main reason we're going is because we want to try and get any unknown spawns that may potentially show up there. Also, there might be a regional, just like there was in Anaheim last year. They got Kangaskhan. This year, I'm sincerely hoping that we might get Relicanth or Tropius, which are the only two Pokemon I'm currently missing from Pokemon Go. I will get them one of these days. And if I don't get them from spawns in Nashville, I'm hoping somebody in Nashville might be kind enough to trade one to me from their travels, potentially. So we'll see. I know it's at the big Grand Old Opry Hotel or Gaylord Hotel or whatever it is. I've been there a few times. I went there back in 2008 for a regional. It's a really great place. My parents used to take us there vacation when I was younger. Huge hotel. It's basically like an indoor forest with like a million rivers and restaurants, and it's a cool place. So yeah, we'll be there for that. Anyway, the Celebi thing. Joe Merrick, I think, who runs Celebi, is going to be there, and he's a super cool dude. I've always wanted to meet him and just tell him how much I respect what he does for the Pokemon community. And see if potentially I could get a handshake, maybe a pic. Post it on my Twitter stream. Good evening, Rose. How are ya? I'm doing alright. Just figured I'd get a couple of soft resets in this evening before I go to bed. I gotta be at work in like 8 hours. So it's probably not going to be a long stream this evening, but just trying to stay consistent. How are you doing? How goes the Pokemon Go in Lynchburg for you, my dear? I didn't have any particular luck with Pokemon Go today. I hatched a few eggs. I think I've hatched almost 3,000, or I'm like right at hatching 3,000. I may have hatched my 3,000th egg. Actually, on my way home, now that I think about it. Let's see. Oh, my game doesn't want to tell me. You were hiding inside today. It was indeed too freaking hot. And normally I work in the mornings, so by the time I get off my shift, I've got some tip money. But I didn't work this morning. I worked this afternoon and evening because we had a show at my coffee shop. So, yeah, I was riding around in my car, kind of close to empty on my gas tank, and I was trying really hard not to crank the AC so I wouldn't waste any gas. But, oh my god, way, way too hot to be outside today. That's kind of why I've taken to playing Pokemon Go really early in the morning. Like, I'm talking like 4 a.m. because I go to work at 6:30, so I'm usually up pretty early. But I found that's like the best time of day to play Pokemon Go for me. At 3 a.m., nobody's paying attention to gyms. I can pretty much take what I want, and then by the time most people are up, so it's a good time of day. It's cool. It's quiet. And then I've got like my 50 coins by the end of by noon usually. You don't have any AC in your car and the fan only works. Oh my gosh, I've been there. I've definitely had those kind of vehicles before. But thankfully, I've got a car that runs pretty well these days. Yeah, I've hatched exactly 3,000 eggs now that I check my Pogo stats. Crazy! I can't believe I've hatched 3,000 eggs. That's insane to me. I remember being in Montreal in December of last year. And no, it was last year. And I'd only hatched 500. And it's just crazy to me that like in a year, less than a year, I've hatched 2,500 eggs. I've also started like using a lot more super incubators and regular incubators than I used to. Getting a new car, like I will say that I didn't have a car for many years in college. When I went to college, I was going in kind of a bigger city where I didn't really need one, so the one that I had, I sold. And then when I graduated, I moved to Seattle, where again I didn't need a car. And then when I came back home to Virginia, I got one of the cars that my dad left to me. And it's a fairly newish one in good condition. It works. It gets great gas mileage. And that's kind of what you want if you're a Pogo player that plays in the car. Now, for point of reference, I don't generally play Pokemon Go while I'm driving. I do have my gacha set up to auto spin and auto catch. And my phone is mounted very clearly on my dashboard, so I'm not like looking down while I'm looking right to my side, and occasionally I'll shiny check stuff. But I tend to follow the terms of service pretty closely, because I'm just always scared crapless of having my account banned for some stupid reason. Which, knowing my luck, would be somebody would see me streaming live playing Pokemon Go in the car, and then Niantic would ban me. Who would want that? I'm like so paranoid about my Pokemon accounts. I don't cheat on anything. God, who would ever cheat at Pokemon? Those are like not fun people. They ruin the spirit of the game, man. Just ruin the spirit. So, gotta play legit. In fact, I'm worried about going to this competition in Nashville at Worlds, the VGC Open. If you can't tell, my 3DS is modified. It's got a video capture card installed on it. And if I'm going to be playing with Ultra Sun, which is downloaded on this game, or onto this system, I'm probably going to have to do a system transfer before I compete, so that I don't get flagged for having a modified system. Which I don't think that would count, because it's not affecting my ability to play any, it's just affecting my ability to output video. But either way, I got a backup plan in case they're like, you can't use that system. You've hatched 358 eggs. That's pretty respectable. You're getting close to that gold badge. 142 more? You can do that by the end of the year. That's not bad. It took me probably about 9 months to hit 500 when I first started playing. But I also wasn't playing as hardcore as I do now. I've been a consistent player. I always play every day, but I've taken it a lot more seriously. Since I hit about 35, I started taking it pretty seriously, and now I'm at 45 million XP, working on 40 times 3. I'll get there, maybe even by the end of the year, depending on what bonus events that we get. I'm really looking forward to Community Day this weekend. I'm hoping that I can get all the evolutions, particularly that shiny Umbreon. Oh, he's gonna probably be my buddy forever. I just really can't wait. But yeah, there's gonna be a lot of evolving and hoping that I get the proper evolutions. So we'll see. Maybe they'll bring back the name trick this Community Day, so we can use it just one more time to get that Vaporeon, Jolteon, and Flareon consistently. We'll see. I kind of doubt it, though. You may swap out your buddy finally. Well, if you want to get shiny Espeon and Umbreon, you're definitely going to have to swap out your buddies so you can walk around with them. But the good news is Niantic announced today that we've got until Monday at 1 p.m. Pacific to evolve our Pokemon. We'll evolve our Eevees so that they'll still have the move Last Resort. Yeah, hey Philly Cheesesteak, by the way. It would be really great if they would let us use the name trick, but I just... Yeah, you know Niantic. They don't do anything easily. You really gotta coerce them. I'm completely surprised that they listened to the fan request to have the Squirtle Squad shiny... Squirtles with shades. I was completely surprised that happened. But good for them. Good for them for listening. You've dragged this Magikarp for 440 kilometers. That's pretty impressive. I mean, Philly cheesesteak is pretty much exactly how it looks. I know it's not spelled like that, but how else would you pronounce it? I'm just curious how other people would say that. It's like my last name. People always pronounce it wrong, and if you look at the spelling of it, you really shouldn't be saying it the way most people say it. But yeah, I'm sure there's people in like Discord and the local community who I just completely butcher their names, and like my Twitter friends too. Yes, this is the first stream with the new lights. If you can't tell, I've got 2 fill lights, 1 soft light here, 1 soft light here, and then I've got an LED light right here and an LED light right here. So there's actually 4 lights on me right now. So I've got better even lighting. I don't look as pink. I'm pretty happy about it. So yeah, moving on up in the world. I got a green screen. I got some soft lights. I got some key lights. It's like I had got a film degree and I'm like using it or something. Izzy, can you transfer Pokemon from Virtual Console to games like Sun and Moon, Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon? No, not at the moment. Now, there is... If you go back through the Google archives and Google some of the news, within Pokemon Bank, when they did their last update, there actually is an icon within Pokemon Bank that will indicate that a Pokemon comes from Pokemon Go. But as of right now, there's no way to transfer Pokemon from Pokemon Go into Pokemon Bank or the core series games. Now that is going to change when Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee come out for the Switch in November. But as far as I know, it's just going to be between Pokemon Go and the Switch. And it's a one-way method of transfer. So once you send it from Go into Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, you can't send it back. So it's kind of stuck there if you leave it from Pokemon Go. Now, since Pokemon Gen 8 is going to be coming out next year, I can't imagine that they wouldn't have some way to link the Switch games to Pokemon Bank. And I'm assuming that when they do that, that Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee will let that connect to Pokemon Bank. So at the moment, no, there's no way to transfer anything from the Virtual Console into Ultra Sun and Ultra... Actually, sorry, I'm completely read that question wrong. Yes! You can transfer Pokemon from Virtual Console into Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. It has to be done through Pokemon Bank. There's a tool called Pokemon Transporter that's downloaded onto your 3DS, and it will actually let you pull Pokemon from the Virtual Console games and put them into Pokemon Bank, and then there from Pokemon Bank you can transfer them into the current Gen 7. And when you do, they'll have a little Game Boy icon next to the character. So this Celebi, when I catch it, will have a little Game Boy icon next to it when I transfer it into Sun and Moon. Which that will happen. I'm not going to leave it in limbo on my Virtual Console game, because honestly the only reason I played through Crystal on the Virtual Console, well, A, the nostalgia, but B, this was the hunt that I wanted to do for like 15 years now, so I'm pretty excited that I get to do it. Actually use my degree. Yeah, I do have a degree in film and photography. So this was kind of what I was working towards studying when I was in college. New media was definitely where I was kind of headed. It was before, like, I mean, YouTube was definitely a thing, but you didn't have streams and channels like you do now. Twitch definitely wasn't a thing. But I'd been making a lot of content and really weird videos and putting them up on YouTube, which I am not going to link you to. my whole thesis is actually on YouTube, which was a 5-part web series that I did. It's a little weird. But yeah, I kind of wanted to use a film degree to chase new media. And so I learned a lot about lighting and editing and all the proper things. So yeah, $57,000 later, here I am on Twitch playing Pokemon for 5 years. And I appreciate every single one of you. You guys are great. definitely really appreciate all the love and people I've got coming in to watch the stream. You love saying, yeah, I remember when Justin TV was brand new and Twitch wasn't a thing. Yeah, that's kind of the period where I was in college. It's so crazy, like, all of the programs I learned to do video editing and sound recording and stuff, it's all out of date now. Like, I was learning on Final Cut, which has pretty much now been usurped by Adobe Premiere. So, I can edit in both Final Cut 7 and 10, and I have a working knowledge of Premiere. I can definitely use it, but there's always going to be something new. People are going to start using, like, Blender, and because I was using Maya to do CGI renders, and now, like, people are all about Blender. So, it's a constant education game. Like, if you really want to stay up to date with tech and video editing, you've either got to be self-taught or you've got to just, like, continuously take education courses with it. It's not hard. I think it's pretty intuitive for the most part, but there's a lot of nuances to these programs, and for the most part, like, streaming software and, like, OBS, which is what I'm using to broadcast, I'm all self-taught in that, because if you really want to do it, you kind of got to do it, or sink or swim, pretty much, situation. But I like my setup. It's as professional as I can be for now. Hi, Queerdo. How you doing, buddy? Good to see you, man. My new Pokemon Go friend. I'm glad you joined the stream. Welcome back, my friend. We are currently 28 software sets in for the evening out of 100, hopefully. You had an encoder program plus a webcam overlay program for the webcam itself when you started in 2006. Yeah, I had a pretty nice MacBook that I was going to attempt to stream on, and then as I started, like, at least when I started streaming, which was a couple of years ago, Mac really wasn't an option for streaming. Now, like, OBS and all of these different programs that I use have Mac versions. So I guess, hypothetically, if I had a more powerful Mac, I could stream on that, but I ended up just investing in a really nice i7 Lenovo laptop, which does what I need it to do. But I've been actually pricing out desktops and better streaming machines. And there's one that I'm looking at that's around $1,200. Looks really nice. Got the whole clear interior with the lights and the hydro cooler and all that fun stuff. And it's comparable to this, so you like the butt magazine filter? Oh my gosh, I had the butt magazine book. That was such a cool coffee table book. A friend of mine gave it to me, and after college, when I was basically selling off my whole entire life and all my possessions, I sold it to a bookshop. I actually got a lot of money for it because it's kind of a rare book. But I miss it. All my old things I got rid of. God, I got rid of so much vinyl, so many books, a lot of old retro games and equipment. I mean, when I moved to the West Coast, I pretty much got my life down to 2 suitcases, a backpack, and my dog, and that was it. And that was one of the most freeing experiences of my life. Just having, like, very little possessions, very little to tie me down. It was nice. Now I have, like, all this crap, and I feel a little bit more encumbered than I used to. But, who cares? The one thing I'll never get rid of is my 3DS and my Pokemon. I love my babies. And actually, a lot of the Pokemon that are in my Pokemon bank, and even some of the ones I still continue to do Battle Spot with, are from Ruby and Emerald and Sapphire, which would make them like 15 years old or so. I'm hoping one day, like, you know, if I ever decide to have kids or grandchildren or something, I can, like, pull my Charizard out of Pokemon Bank and be like, hey, grandchild, you want to use Granddaddy's Charizard to fight Pokemon Gen 18 or whatever it is at that point? Yes! John Waters is my personal hero. If I were to pull my green screen down behind me, actually, Quirdo, I have John Waters and Divine's autograph. My mom and my dad both collect autographs. It's kind of like a family thing. We always try and gift each other cool autographs for like Hanukkah and stuff like that. But for Hanukkah a couple of years ago, my mom got me John Waters' autograph. And then for my birthday the following year, I don't know where she got it, how she got it, what auction service she bought it from, but she got me Divine's autograph. And those are like two of my most prized possessions. They're hanging next to each other on the wall. Yeah, one day when I have a bigger studio and have a nicer space, they will be displayed very promptly there. John's kind of my hero. Love Mr. Waters. I've actually met him a couple of times. I've attended a few lectures that he's done. And I didn't really have a question so much for him when I met him. I just thanked him for giving the world the scene in Serial Mom, where Kathleen Turner beats a woman to death with a leg of lamb to the tune of Annie. I can't tell you how that moment changed me. And actually, if you look right here, sitting on my mirror, I have a postcard of the lovely and talented Miss Divine. Oh, baby, we miss you. So beautiful. But she watches over me while I sleep. Kind of my hero. Did you know that Divine was actually cast to play Peggy Bundy's sister in Married with Children? And the day that she was supposed to go start filming the show was the day that she died. So, at her funeral, Fox sent flowers that said, if you didn't want the part, all you had to do was say so. Which I think she would have loved. Divine's kind of just one of the greatest people in the whole world. I did so many video projects based on work she had done when I was in college. I used to take old clips of her and edit them together. And actually, back in January, I went up to Baltimore to visit my friend Paul, and I stopped by the bookshop, which I'm forgetting the name of right now, where John Waters gets all his fan mail. And of course, they've got a bunch of his books and his DVDs and movies, and they're all autographed. And I picked up a copy of Multiple Maniacs, which was the one John Waters film I hadn't seen. It's kind of a rare release, but it was autographed by him, so I actually have 2 of his autographs. And I've got his books. I read Role Models, and then the book that he did about hitchhiking across the U.S., which was, they're both really fun reads. He's just such a cool dude. That's what really like irks me about people being all upset about James Gunn and Disney firing him, because I'm upset that Disney fired him. I look at his tweets, and yeah, they're offensive, and yeah, they're in bad taste, but they're obviously in jest. And people are like, oh no, he should be fired and never work again. And I'm like, I'm sorry, have you ever heard of directors like Lars von Trier or John Waters? Like, John Waters literally made Divine eat dog shit. Lars von Trier, like, is just nuts. If you've never seen The Five Obstructions by him, like, he is an insane filmmaker, and he pretty much has a pass to do whatever he wants. So I don't get the whole controversy about James Gunn. Just let him go back and direct the film. Jesus Christ, you're going to use his script for the third part anyways. And I swear to God, I love Guardians of the Galaxy, I love Marvel, but if James Gunn isn't attached to it, I'm not going to pay a dime to go see it in theaters. Just won't. I'll wait till it comes out somewhere for free, and I'll watch it there. But I'm boycotting that film if he's not attached to it. Love Marvel. I can wait a year to see it. I don't need to see it that bad. Gotta stand up for the artistic creatives in the world, man. Especially the offensive ones, because they're the ones that are really avant-garde and pushing the envelope. That's kind of what I try and strive for. I don't always, I mean, I'm definitely not as much of a provocateur as those people, but I strive to be. Now there's like, and it's weird as you're trying to build an audience with Twitch or, I mean, a following on Twitter, you kind of have to watch what you say. At least if you're trying to appeal to a wide audience. Like, I'm a very political person. I get incredibly frustrated with people on Twitter, and I find myself having to hold back some of my tweets sometimes because I don't want to offend any potential gamers that might be watching me on Twitch. Or, like, might love my stream, but then go and look at my tweets and be like, oh, this guy is, like, way too political. And try not to make a thing of it, but, you know. We are on 1740 soft resets. That's 40 for the evening. I'd like to get to 2,000 by the end of the weekend, although the last 200 will probably not be on stream. Now tomorrow night, I've got a really great game that we're going to be playing. It's one that never saw release in the US, but when I was doing part of my undergrad in Scotland, I found a copy of Pokemon Typing Adventure. Whoa, the green screen is not having it. But cool game. And it will work on my 3DS. It comes with a little Bluetooth keyboard. But we're going to be playing that tomorrow night. So tune in if you want to see some kind of obscure Pokemon or Pokemon games. We're going to be playing that one. Have a good night, Rose. Yeah, definitely report what Ivy Creek Nest is, because I think they switched tonight, right? Yeah. I'm really praying for a Snubble or Houndour nest somewhere in town. That would be great. I want that shiny Snubble. In fact, shiny Snubble is probably a hunt that we're going to do on this stream at some point. I'm just got to figure out when. Ooh. Yeah, in the morning I'll have to check the nest at work because my shop is right next to a small nest. It's been Staryu for the last couple of weeks, so I'm definitely ready for a change. And a Snubble or Houndour nest there would make me very, very happy. So we'll see some reports by morning. I know a couple of the admins were talking about that this evening. By the way, guys, if you're enjoying these soft melodic chiptune songs in your ear holes playing in the background, we are listening to one of my favorite artists. His name is DJ Cutman. He has a wonderful channel on both SoundCloud and on Twitch. He used to do a great podcast called This Week in Chiptune, but after 200 episodes, he went ahead and stopped and has gone on to produce a couple of cool albums. Actually, a lot of cool albums. And he still does like little singles and releases here and there, so you should check him out and support other artists. I try to, anyways. 1744 coming up very soon here. Are you gonna shine? Nope. That was not the one. Yeah, I feel a little bad. If you guys watched my last stream, we got Shiny Unknown H on stream after just a few soft resets. And then the next night I was playing off stream and managed to get Shiny Unknown O. So now I have Z, O, and H Unknowns Shiny, which is pretty cool. I'm only sad that one of them was on stream, but that's a hunt that I think I'm going to continue on with for a while. Now that I've got like 3 out of the 28, I'm kind of determined to get more. I'll probably hit that point where I'll get like 15 or 20 of them or so, and then I'm like just going to spend the rest of my life looking for those last 8. That's always how it goes. But this hunt I particularly want to have live on stream, just so that when it does shine, you guys can see me cry and jump up and down and scream like a little schoolgirl. Because that's exactly what I'm going to do. I will probably maybe even tinkle myself a little bit. Like that's how much this hunt means to me when I finally finish it. It would be cool for Shiny Unknown to come to Pokemon Go. how in the world you would have the luck to get one of those would be insane. I mean, you'd pretty much have to be at Pokemon Go Fest or PAX or E3 or someplace where they're spawning in mass, because like the odds of just having a random unknown spawn are pretty crazy, and then beyond that, being lucky enough to have it be shiny. But that'd be a very rare Pokemon, and one that I'm sure you could get any other thing for. The one on my bucket list that's like the white whale to me, and I don't know that I'll ever get it, is the shiny birthday hat Pichu. I really want one. Dom Scalfaro, a local player in Arpogo, traded me a shiny birthday hat Pikachu, which was also on my list for a while. But I've got that one. Oh yeah, I mean, completely. Like, if I had a shiny unknown, that would absolutely be my buddy for like the rest of time. Probably. But the one that I really want in Alpha Sapphire is the question mark unknown shiny. Just because when I went to Go Fest, like, I kind of got a little bit of an emotional attachment to that one. So having him be shiny in my core games here would be pretty cool for me. But as it is now, my buddy is my shiny pooch, little poochina, because I'm pup tyke, and what's a pup tyke without a pup? And I owe that also to Dom, and JL Durf also traded me one, which is now a Mighty Ina. So I got two shiny puppies. Well, I got a shiny pupper and a shiny doggo. One of each. And I've got a trade lined up soon for a shiny Metacham. I've already got Metatite, which I caught, but I never got a second one for Metacham, so I'm going to trade one of my Mr. Mimes. That's all the person wanted in return, but I'm actually going to give them a Volbeat too, because I feel bad for taking a shiny for a regional. So I'm going to give them 2 regionals for a shiny, and I feel like that's a little bit more fair. Also, if we get some regional spawns and unknowns at Pokemon Worlds weekend after next, I'm going to be bringing a bunch of those back too. They really need to increase box storage in Pokemon Go, because I am constantly doing the transfer game. I'm such a hoarder, and like I'm just so hesitant to let go of any of these unknowns because, God, I got like 120 of them. I know you've probably got the same amount. It's an insane amount, and I don't want to get rid of any of them because I know people need them. But at the same time, it's always a special trade. It always costs me like a billion Stardust to trade it to somebody. So it's kind of like, why am I holding on to these? I used to keep 2 of every Pokemon, a male and a female if possible, and then ideally a shiny and a non-shiny, or, you know, something like that. I've got 1,500 storage spaces for Pokemon, and like, I'm lucky if I can get it below 1,200 when I start transferring things. Like, right now, I've got 1417 in my box. So, like, after I get off stream this evening, need to go through and transfer and evolve a few things and make room for tomorrow. And especially for Community Day this weekend, I've got to get rid of a ton of stuff. That's kind of what I'm dreading all weekend, is just the sheer amount of Pokemon management I'm going to have to do in order to accommodate all of these new EVs. But yeah, 2,000 Pokemon storage would really make me happy. Those were the first things that I invested in with my coins. Was I maxed out my bag space and I maxed out my Pokemon storage. And even with my coffee shop's account, like, we don't really spend any money on it. We just collect coins daily, so, you know, every 4 days when I've got enough coins, I'm like, oh, okay, let's upgrade our storage, or let's upgrade our bag. I think very necessary if you're, like, going to be a hardcore collector, like, or Maybe hoarder is the more appropriate word. I'm a hoarder. Gonna admit it. Even my Pokemon bank, like, that's nearly full, and that's 3,000 spots. And then I have a Living Dex in Gen 6 that fills up my copy of Omega Ruby. And then I'm working on rebuilding my Living Dexes for Gen 4 and 5 because they're all currently my current Living Dex, which is now all been migrated to Gen 7. So I'm going back through, and I've been doing a casual playthrough of Heart Gold. Not really taking it too seriously, but trying to start from there and rebuild. And I got an R4 card a couple of months back, which, if you're not familiar with what an R4 card is, actually I'll show it to you. These are my Pokemon games. It's my life, pretty much. But yeah, this little guy right here is an R4 card. And it looks just like a regular 3DS cartridge or a DS cartridge. But if you look at the back of it, it's got a little micro SD card that you can put in or out of it. And then loaded onto this micro SD card are all of the events from Gen 4 and 5. Which, if I have a second 3DS, I can distribute to myself just like they distribute them back in the day. So while technically it's not legit, there's no other way to get Pokemon like Manaphy or Darkrai or Shaman in Gen 4 because the events just no longer exist. So you have to kind of fudge the distributions a little bit. But once I get the distribution, like, I'll sit there and legitimately hunt it. But yeah, that's pretty much all you can do. 1757 soft resets, guys. We've been streaming for about 45 minutes now. Thank you to those of you that have tuned in and stuck with me through the last little bit. I'm going to go ahead and give you guys some links here too within the Twitch chat. If you guys aren't following me on Twitter, you can follow me in the link that I just posted in the chat. And also, I've got an Instagram link you can check out as well. Mostly shirtless selfies and chalkboard signs and nerdy things like that. Then I also want to link you to my own personal Discord. I have not been updating it as much as I have, but on my to-do list this weekend is the chance to go through and kind of beef up my Discord. So if you want to join it, those are the links right there. And then I'll also give you guys a link to my YouTube channel, which has got some of my videos where you can watch some of my past hunts, past streams, shiny encounters, things like that. Shameless self-promotion. Also, too, I'm going to give you a really cool link. If you guys want to follow my Shiny Dex progress as we go through it, you can click on this link, Pokedex Tracker. It's got a pretty up-to-date, in fact, I updated it this afternoon, account of all of my Pokemon. My Shiny Dex is currently sitting at 215 encounters, or 215 Pokemon. Been working on that one for a while, so I have 215 unique shinies that I myself have caught within the core games. I don't tend to count trades as a shiny that I have. If I'm not the OT on it, I don't count it. Which is why this one means so much to me, because I very much want a shiny Celebi with my trainer name on it. You may wonder, wait, hey, your name's Tyke. Tyke has been my nickname since I was indeed a little Tyke. My legal name is Jared, and that has always been my trainer name for all of my Pokemon games since I started playing Pokemon. So my old stuff from Ruby, Emerald, Sapphire, Heart Gold, Soul Silver, all that's currently been sitting in my Pokemon bank, all have Jared as the trainer. I continue that trend as I play my new games, just because I like consistency. But I very much want to be the OT on everything that I work towards. That's like kind of my issue with Pokemon Go too. Like, I definitely don't mind trading, and it's a cool way to get some shinies. But like the current pup that I have, Puccina, in my Pokemon Go as my buddy, wasn't one that I caught myself, and I feel a little guilty about that. So I'm still hunting one, and when I do eventually get a shiny Puccina with me as the OT, that one will be my buddy. $17.60 soft resets. So much fun. Yeah, I really hate doing SR hunts on Twitch. I really feel like they're boring. Not as much fun for you, the audience, but I love it when people watch me hunt. It's cool. Tomorrow night isn't going to be a shiny hunt. It's just going to be a, like I said, Pokemon typing adventure. At least that's what I'm planning on playing. And then this weekend, I may do a bonus stream potentially on Saturday night. And we'll probably do something fun. I'm not going to do any SRs. We may do some SOS hunting, so we'll see. Hey, Queerdo. Have a good night. Thanks for popping in. Good to see you again, buddy. And I will catch you on the next stream. Have a good evening. But yeah, I'm thinking we might do some SOS counters this weekend. I gotta look into the feasibility of being able to catch Snubble in Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. I think he can be SOS. If that's the case, I think Shiny Snubble is going to be my target. We'll see. I want something fun. And like, it's really cool actually, with playing Pokemon Go, there's certain shinies that I've gotten in Go that I'm like, ah, oh, I would love to have that in the core games, like Sableye, and now that I see Snubble, I'm like, I want a shiny Snubble in both Go and in my core games. So that might be this weekend's hunt. I'm still trying to figure out my consistency schedule with streaming. I definitely like Monday and Thursday nights because it's pretty easy for me to do that. But hold on, I want to fix something real quick. I'm gonna move my webcam down below. There we go. I did something you can't tell, but it makes me feel better. Technology. It's pretty cool. If you guys are ever interested in streaming, I've got this great little device here called an Elgato Stream Deck. I'm a big fan of Elgato. I love their products, but it's a really cool little LED keypad, essentially. And I can program a bunch of macros, transitions, links, my counters on it, so I can just push a button and it increases my counter here. So essentially, it's a dashboard for live editing video. And it really makes what we streamers do a lot easier. To the point, actually, where I've been considering getting a second one just so I can program in more macros instead of hiding them within subfolders. And I saw, too, that Stream Deck has released, like, the Stream Deck Mini, which is only, like, 6 keys versus the 15 or so that you get with the full Stream Deck. And I don't understand why anyone would get the Mini. I guess it would be useful in certain circumstances. I guess I could have a little keypad here on my left, which would technically make pushing the button, like, that much easier, but not entirely necessary. But I've seen some really cool mods for stands that people have built for Elgato stuff. But if you're going to be working towards doing a more professional looking stream, I would definitely recommend investing in that. And also, I would like to give a big props to Elgato for their green screen. Kind of one of the coolest things I've ever worked with. Now, I had a green screen that I had built with just some fabric that I picked up at Joann Fabrics and stitched together. It was hanging by a curtain rod on my ceiling. But actually, I'll show you how it works, just see if you want to see real quick. You get a peek at my room. So, I'm going to pull the screen down. See that? Here's my bedroom. Here's Divine and John Waters. And then I'm going to pull it back up. So it's neat. It's super collapsible, very compact, really nice. And something that I'll actually use for other film projects that I'm working on. I've been working on trying to do some green screen Pokemon AR, potentially. So I might post a potential experiment with that. I've been inspired by Zoe Two Dots, who's one of my favorite Poketubers. She's been doing some really cool stuff with green screens and Pokemon Go AR. So I'd like to maybe I see what she's doing. I see the technical way she's doing it, and it's a really cool idea. So I might try some at some point. We'll see. Why do I know this song? Ba-doo, ba-doo. Oh, it's Mario Brothers. That's why. That was a lovely little interlude. Let's see, is there any new Pokemon news today? Let me check Celebi while we're right here and we can discuss anything. Oh yeah, well, I didn't even mention this because it has been a big day actually. There was the Nintendo Smash Direct, of course, where we got Simon Belmont and Richter Belmont and Samus as an Echo Fighter. Chrom is an Echo Fighter, and of course King K. Rool announced. And all of these guys, I believe except for the Echo Fighters, are going to be getting Amiibo, which I'm super excited because I have the entire Smash Amiibo line, with the exception of Bayonetta Player 2, which I cannot find that gorgeous witch's butt anywhere. It's just impossible to find. And then I also need to get Female Corrin. Never picked her up because she was an Amazon exclusive. I really should have. But I'll get one at some point. There's going to be a mass reprint towards the release of Smash Ultimate. So that's where most of my money this Christmas is going to be going towards. Is going to be picking up all Dim Dur Amiibos. I've pre-ordered most of the new ones. The ones that were announced today I have not pre-ordered because I don't believe GameStop has them available for pre-order yet. But yeah. And there's 103 stages in Smash? What? That's crazy! And over 28 hours worth of music, which, man, I would love to see a Smash CD release of the whole entire soundtrack. That was like basically 25 compact discs. That would be crazy. Who knows? Nintendo does crazy stuff from time to time. Maybe that'll happen. But yeah, the Smash Amiibos, definitely want to get those so that I can have my full collection, because I'm a hoarder. I hoard that Nintendo geeky stuff. If you guys were to see my geek collection, my curio cabinets full of all sorts of action figures and Nintendo collectibles and Pokeballs and like Mega Stones and Z Crystals and Pokemon cosplay out the wazoo. I got a lot. I got a lot of bullcrap. That's just sitting around being all nerdy. It's fun to look at. But you know, that's just what it is. Collectibles. But dude, those amiibo look so nice when they're all put together. Ooh, we got a Shovel Knight remix playing right now. Have you guys ever played Shovel Knight? Such a good game. Speaking of Shovel Knight and Smash, one of my best buddies, Connor, who is not in the chat room tonight. Connor, it's alright. It's kind of a weird bonus stream I'm doing this evening. It's off my normal schedule. Connor's been a very firm advocate of getting of Shovel Knight into Smash, and I think today a lot of people's bubbles were burst because he was announced as an assist trophy, as well as Ashley from the WarioWare series, so neither one of them made it in as fighters. But you want to know who I've got bets on who's going to be a fighter in Smash before it's actually released? I've seen a little bit of a rumor going around about this on the interwebs and Twitter sphere. Isabelle from Animal Crossing. I think she would make perfect sense as a fighter in Smash Brothers. And quite frankly, I would probably main her because I love Isabelle. I totally stan Isabelle. She's my queen. In fact, I need to go visit my town in New Leaf. I'm sure they're pretty PO'd at me. I've been there since the Welcome Amiibo expansion happened. But yeah, Isabelle's kind of my guess for one of the future to be unveiled fighters. Because you know they've still got one or two up their sleeve. And my god, Waluigi better get moved from his assist to a main fighter. I'm so mad that the Wah didn't make it in as a fighter. There's even like some conspiracy theory that the purple and yellow chairs that were sitting behind Sakurai today were like him like teasing Waluigi. But that's a real stretch. And then in Pokemon Smash news, I think Payukumuku, Alolan Executor, Mimikyu, Vulpix and Alolan Vulpix, Marshadow, Ditto all got announced as Pokeball Pokemon. So that's pretty cool. And then there was a little bit of Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee news. Mega Evolutions are going to be making a return. And Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. Which has also caused some speculation that potentially we might see some new Mega Evolutions. I think that's a bit of a stretch. I think it's a possibility. I'm not saying it's a big one, but it's a possibility. If that does happen and there are new Mega Evolutions, my thought is that they're going to be announced weekend after next at Pokemon Worlds. That would make the most logical sense. And considering Koro today kind of leaked out and talked about Mega Evolutions, it would make sense that we'll see some more word on them before the actual release. But since I'm going to be in Nashville at Pokemon Worlds, I'll let you know. You'll hear it here first, folks. Joe Merrick ain't got nothing on Pup Tyke. Nah, he does. He's got everything on me. Joe's such a cool dude. I really respect him. And apparently his soon-to-be wife, Marty, also streams on Twitch, and she's got pretty good luck getting shinies, from what I hear. I know Joe was doing this exact same hunt that I was doing a few months ago. Because, of course, Celebi, that's the one that he wants. I hope he got it. I never heard if he did or if he didn't. I'll get it eventually. Maybe my little Onion Knight will shine for me. Or Onion Fairy. Onion Knight's a completely different game. Alright guys, we're at 1780 soft resets almost. We're going to do another 20. And we'll end it at a nice even 1800 for the evening. If you guys have any suggestions for future hunts, feel free to drop me a tweet, send me a Discord message, let me know. I'm always open to suggestions, and I like to be a fan pleaser. Please them fans and viewers. But currently I got a lot of hunts going on. This one's been ongoing for several months now. I'd been hunting Shiny Mewtwo for a long time, but I finally got him after one failed attempt. He struggled himself to death because I insisted on catching him in a Beast Ball. In the end, I ended up catching him in a Luxury Ball, which I'm still okay with. Also been doing Surfing Pikachu. That one stalled at about 2,000 soft resets. It's full odds. The Shiny Charm doesn't affect it in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. But I need to continue on with that one. I got the Unknown off my bucket list. Like, I got one at least. Now I have 3. So I'm gonna probably take a break from that one, pull back a little bit. And then what else was I doing? After I finish the Surfing Pikachu, I'm gonna work on the Ash Hat Pikachu from last year's movie release. So those are all upcoming planned ones. Definitely want to do some SOS hunting soon for Snubble. And I still need to start playing through Ultra Moon so that I can get Pheromosa and Celesteela and Stakataka. Because those are the only Ultra Beasts that I'm missing at the moment. I do need to do Poipole again so that I can get Nagandale? I can't remember his name. The evolution of Poipole. I need to get him shiny. But I have the baby. I forget how many soft resets it was. It was a lot. I have it written down somewhere, but it wasn't the most I've ever done. Shiny type Null was about 8,018. I technically need to do another one of those as well. And I actually have it saved in Ultra Sun so that I can do a really quick hunt with him. The first time I did it in Sun and Moon, you have to go through about 30 seconds of dialogue before you'll see if he's shiny or not. But with Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, there's a way to make it so that you can pick him up later, and it's a very quick hunt that way. And thank God I maxed out all my boxes and stuff so that he's being held on for me in Ether Paradise. So at some point in my lifetime, I will get around to doing that hunt too. What is this song? I know this song too. It's Mario Brothers. New Mario Brothers, not the classic. Speaking of Mario Brothers, did you know they've both canonically been killed within Smash? Ridley, like, just pierced the heck out of Mega Man and Mario, and then today, that giant Reaper just, like, straight up sliced Luigi's soul out of his body, and he's just sitting like a ghost floating around. Rip Luigi. Yeah, no, that really was the most upsetting part of Smash for me today, was watching Luigi die right before my eyes. So yes, canonically he's dead. I was kind of hoping, like, we might see Luigi's Mansion Luigi as, like, an Echo Fighter or something, but I guess that really wouldn't work because he would have a different playstyle because he has the vacuum. In fact, I think he utilizes it for his final Smash. I don't even remember. That's how little I play Smash Brothers. I was playing it on the way up to Chicago with the Todd father and his brother, and they were consistently beating my butt. But it's probably because I insist on using Bowser Jr. as my main, even though I'm not that good with him. I used to main Pikachu, and then I just realized how annoying he is, and there's much better fighter options. But at least I don't main Bayonetta. Honestly, I don't care. I think the whole Evo situation that happened this past weekend with the Grand Finals was actually kind of funny. With as toxic as the fan base is for Smash at times, I thought it was great that the finalists that were being booed in the Grand Finals for both using Bayonetta just decided to just screw around and not actually fight, because you know what? If the audience is going to boo you for your main choice, maybe they don't deserve to see such a good final match. It's just my own personal opinion. I run into that a lot too with the Pokemon Go community. Not so much the main Pokemon community, At least the long-term players that have been there for a long time and know all the gens and know all the mons and have been long-term fans, they're pretty open and receptive to change or new things, or things that veer off the main formula that they've been using for so long. But at least here lately, like, I've noticed that a lot of Pokemon Go players don't trust official sources for news. They don't, like, the Pokemon Company International tweets out, a link talking about EV Community Day that's coming up this weekend, and there's a certain subsect of the Pokemon Go community that just doesn't believe that as truth. And they're like, well, we won't believe it until we see Niantic say something about it. It's like, who do you think tells Niantic what they can and can't do with their property? It's the Pokemon Company International. So, a little odd sometimes. But, that brings me back to maybe one day I'll become a Pokemon professor and teach Pokemon history classes. Now that, besides being an actual Pokemon trainer, would be like the dream job. Teaching Pokemon history classes at a university. $17.90 softer sets, guys. 10 more. Is my little pink onion fairy gonna shine in these last 10 softer sets? What do you think? Probably not. Maybe. Potentially. It's a possibility. Alright. Here's number one. Number one. Nope. When it actually happens, like, I don't even have an estimate of what I think it might be. Like, if I say before 4,000 encounters, that will just make it so that it's 8,000. And if I say 8,000, that'll make it so it's 16,000. So I'm just not going to even hazard a guess. I don't know. One of my besties, Connor, he got it, like, in less than 300 softer sets. The jerk! Making me jealous. But again, thank you for you guys that have stuck with me this evening. I really appreciate it. As I get back more into the groove of doing my streams, we'll have more consistency. Right now, I'm just committing to 2 nights a week, but I feel like 3 is going to be a better, easier number for me. So we may potentially go up to 3. But we're going to work on 2 consistently and get that down, and then we'll work on adding a 3rd one in. And eventually, once I quit my day job and start becoming a Twitch partner and doing all sorts of cool creator videos, we might do 5 nights a week. It's the dream, right? Oh, what is this track? I know this track from a game that used to haunt me when I was a kid. What is this song? Oh my god, this is gonna bug me. What is this? Oh, it's Zelda, the Color Dungeon. Got it. Alright. That was a dumb mistake. I feel like a gamer noob for not knowing the Zelda dungeon music from the original Legend of Zelda. Come on, Pink Onion Fairy. $17.95. Nope. Well, looks like tonight's not going to be the night, guys. But I do appreciate it. Thanks for watching. We'll go up to 1800 here. And I would encourage you, if you like what you've seen tonight, go ahead and click that like button up there. And now, I don't know if you guys know or not, Twitch has just made it so that you can gift up to 100 subs to 100 different channels if you like at once. So it's a great way to support small streamers by giving them a Twitch Prime sub. I'm not going to beg for subs because I don't feel like that's a fun way to be a streamer. And I'm just not going to do that. But they're always appreciated. So yeah, go out there and find other small streamers. In fact, we should probably be raiding over to someone else's channel. But unfortunately, I don't have a co-producer this evening to be taking care of those little things for me. Like finding other channels to go and raid. But I would like to send you on over to some folks that I know are great streamers. And do great shiny hunts and things within the Pokemon universe. So go out there and find ones and watch them. We know there's more out there than A-Drive and Wolfglick. There's a whole bunch of Pokemon streamers out there you can go and support. Alright, last three. Is she gonna shine? Or is she gonna whine and dine in 69? Yeah. Why did I say that? That's gross. And again, I'll give you guys a couple of last links before I leave. If you want to follow me on Twitter, here's a link right there. And if you want to join my own personal Discord, there's a link to that as well. Those are the best ways to keep in touch with me. Or get in touch with me directly anyways. $17.99. Are you gonna be the one? Are you gonna be the one? I think I've timed this out where it takes about 32 seconds, I think, from the moment that I push yes until the moment that I push reset again. So it's taken us an hour, and we're at 1 hour and 14 minutes for the stream this evening. So 100 resets in about 75 minutes. Not too bad. And I kind of putzed around a little bit. But alright, 1800. You're gonna be the one. You're gonna be the one because you're the last one. Nope. Alright. Well, we're on that note. We're gonna call it for the evening. But hey, thank you guys very much for tuning in this evening. I will be back tomorrow night. Again, we are going to be playing the super obscure Pokemon typing adventure. Never released in the US, but yours truly has a copy of it. So, we'll be playing that. And also, if you guys are looking for any redemption codes for either Thundurus or Tornadus or the Pokemon TCG Online, I have a whole bunch of those to give away. I don't play the TCG Online, so just feel free to ask. You can ask me in Discord if you like. Anyways, guys, have a great evening. I will catch you here tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, alright? Have a lovely evening. See you then.